This program is brought to you by First National Bank of Botswana.
FNB, how can we help you?
Welcome to First Issues. Traditional arts and crafts lie at the heart of Botswana's traditional life. The intricate detailing of Botswana's traditional art, be it basketry or pottery, is what sets the country apart from many other countries in the world due to its uniqueness. Unfortunately, this prospective business sector has not reached its potential in international markets by virtue of it being driven by the less educated or maybe less sophisticated members of our society. Before we go any further, First Issues took to engaging in conversation with two arts and crafts organizations who have been in operation for more than 30 years each. In our conversation, we wished to understand why after so long, their businesses were only ghosts of what they envisioned they would turn out to be.
We fase isimuhilwe ke isimutswa ka 1974 go bereka tota go agwa ke go 72 73 ke ge bulwa 74 be re theola tota ka botlalo ne re se ba rutegi ba botlheba ne re le batho ba nang ba re itse gore rona re tshwanetse gore re bereke re amogele re sena kitso tota hele ya kgwebo
tama pottery sali simologa ka ngwaga tsa bo 1970 maikelo e le go ntsha ba bomme mo mekgwatheng ya re bomme ka gore nako yo borrene ba di mining yaanong bomme nako ya teng ya re ga dikolo di padile kana ba sena go nyalwa kana ba tshotse bana ba ntse be ba nna hela ba sa irile ga ile sepe
re godile mme ga re godilana go na se ka tlhore se itirela mme la bohelo ka magare go dilana bana ena ga re ra ba hira gore ba tla go theogela le bona ba re ko paraseng go re itseng go sena madi ko femeng ya lona e ba gana go tla a ka o ka lebelelo ga itlha go nka bona ngwana ena a le mongwe fela o mongwe re tlo go tse maloba yaanong re se re tletse ke mogopolo ya gore bogolo gore re tle re bone gore ka se ke ra hirisa femme ya rona gore e se ke ya tswalwa
e re ka go bereka bomme ba ba godile so ha ba ntse ba tswa ba retire yana go raya gore go wela tlase ba santse ba le ba botlana tota bona ga ba kgatlhege la ha ba tsile motho o nna dikgwedinyana ba boa tsamaya tswelopele tota ga eo sentle tota nna ke lebile mo letlhakore la go bereka ga rona kana hela ka ne go bontsha ko production o re di ba letsopa re ire yang la ha nne re mo ngwe re na le order hela ya go 20,000 le sekai e kgona gore e cancel ka gore tiro ga ya dirwa sentle gone ko tle preparation yaanong kana go mo yaanong le berekile kgwedi yotlhe ka ra kgwedi tse pedi le dira order eo le duelwa mme se re se dira be se sa le tsenyetse madi ke poelo morago.
In our neighboring South Africa, a 2014 study done on the contribution of arts and culture to the country's economy revealed that the industries created between 162,409 and 192,810 jobs and contributed a total of 2.9% to the country's gross domestic product. In Botswana, there is a rich cultural heritage that expresses itself in all forms of art, especially weaving and pottery, that is still rooted in deep traditional values. While this may be true, cases such as Odi weavers and Tamara pottery leave a lot to be desired from this industry. Why is an industry that has been acknowledged to have the potential to be an economic driver of note not showing correlating growth? What is the Botswana Investment and Trade Center, a body tasked with export and development promotion, doing to save such organizations as Odi Weavers and Tamara Pottery, both in the traditional arts industry, from extinction? Executive Director, Export and Development Promotion, Tranklina Gabontone explains.
From Botswana Investment and Trade Center, we've got different initiatives that we've put in place to try and assist different sectors in the economy. We've got priority sectors, and arts and craft is one of the sectors that we are assisting them to penetrate the export market. We've got different initiatives. The first one that I would like to highlight is the export development. This is where we visit companies, do export diagnostic assessments on them, just to check the level of readiness, the type of goods they are producing, the capacity of the companies, check the quality, and assist them also to reach an export readiness level, to reach a good quality product. We are currently assisting different companies also on the second phase. Once we believe that the company is export ready, we take them to the export market. This we do it through exhibitions. We pay for their couriering of goods, and then we pay for the stall booking. We've done that in different arts and craft fairs, like your Center Fair in USA. This is the biggest arts and craft fair. So we take these companies and showcase them with a view that they will meet with potential buyers in the different markets. We also do it across, even in the southern region or in Africa. We assist companies to meet with the potential buyers. So this is one of the initiatives that we do as BITC. We also provide a platform that is called Global Expo, whereby through the Brand Botswana portfolio, we offer a free exhibition to different companies and for people to come and see the products that Botswana or companies in Botswana are producing. So it's a great platform because it's an international B2B exposition. Different companies or different buyers and different visitors visit this exposition. So it's a platform where we showcase different products that different companies are producing in Botswana. So arts and craft is one of those sectors that we are promoting from the Botswana Investment and Trade Center.
In your interactions with these smaller companies in the arts and craft industry, what have been your observations and your learnings, if you may?
One of the key learnings that we've identified is that most of our companies, especially the SMMEs, we'd realize that for them maybe to reach an export market, there is a requirement that they need to be certified. There is what we call fair trade certification. Because we realize that we are dealing with a conscious buyer, especially in your Europe market, in your USA market. They want to know who produced this particular product. So there's this fair trade certification. It makes sure that all different people are paid a good price across all the processes of producing these arts. So most of our companies or most of our producers here, they don't have that particular certification. So as BITC, we are currently assisting and pushing for our companies to have this type of certification for them to be able to compete with the regional markets or with the international market. And then the other part, not necessarily talking about fair trade certification. The other certification that is required is your organic certification. For companies to be able to produce or to sell to the international markets, they need all these type of certification: organic certification, fair trade certification, your HACCP if you are producing food, so that people are sure that the kind of goods that you are producing is of good quality. So certification and also the ISO certification is very critical if you are dealing with the international market. So these are the key things that we've seen that most of our companies are lacking. So we are assisting them to have this kind of certification from our end.
As a follow-up question to your observations and the learnings and all of that, how much do you think, or how far do you think these industries can grow?
The potential is very huge. You'd realize that in some countries, arts and craft really contribute a significant amount of contribution to your GDP. If you look at the Kingdom of Eswatini, their arts and crafts through some of their organizations, they are really having a bit of contribution to GDP. So it shows that the potential is very huge. So we believe if you could assist all our SMMEs or women companies, because it's mainly this weaving and pottery business is mainly done by women, and we believe it goes beyond just an individual. It impacts even to your kids and also to the community at large. So the potential is very huge, hence the reason why we've put it as one of the priority sectors that we believe we should push, because we also believe it also reduces the poverty in Botswana.
Have you set any targets for yourselves to help this industry?
Yes, we work on an annual basis. We do have targets that we put forward to be able to have an export level or export revenue that we need to derive from across the sectors that we are assisting. So as BITC, yes, we have a 5-year strategy that we are following, and each year we are supposed to account in terms of export revenue, how many companies have we assisted, developments that we are assisting. Each year we do have a number of companies that we are assisting, that we take on board. So yes, we do have targets for these companies.
So we've been talking and there's just so much information that you've shared, but is it readily available for those in these industries and easily accessible?
The information is readily available. We have it on our website. We always also use our social media platforms to reach to our companies or different companies. We do radio interviews. Even this current platform will assist in terms of reaching out to the companies that we are assisting. We also do our mall activation through Pusha BW. And also, if companies are interested, they could also visit our office here. We have platforms or digital platform that we use, like your DSM model, where we assess to try and check the potential of different markets. So the information is readily available, and BITC officials are always available to assist companies to check where the potential, where they could export their products.
When running a business means
Where did I put that receipt?
we can help you with instant accounting, free software that does your bookkeeping for you. When running a business means
Wait, what do you mean the container hasn't arrived?
we help protect your business from risk with Mohwebi Insurance. And when it means
how do we pay our staff that don't have bank accounts?
we help you make multiple payments directly to people's phones with e-wallet bulk send.
Wow, man.
At FNB, we're constantly innovating to help business owners at every stage of their journey.
Every year, hundreds of thousands of women the world over graduate from various universities in hopes to contribute to their country's economies from the knowledge they acquired in their respective institutions of higher learning. Sadly, this dream halts mid-manifestation as gender-based violence continues to plague these women and children. According to UN Women Online, the cost of violence against women could amount to around 2% of the global gross domestic product, which is about 1.5 trillion US dollars. These figures emanate from the costs on the health system, counseling, and other related services, the justice system, child and welfare support, as well as indirect costs such as lost wages, productivity, and potential. Here in Africa, the economic impact of gender-based violence in South Africa was estimated between 28.4 billion rands to 42.4 billion rands in 2013, according to social news reporter Press Reader. In Botswana, gender-based violence indicators study revealed that 2 in every 3 women have experienced some form of gender-based violence in their lifetime. But how exactly do gender-based violence and the workplace correlate? What are the direct and indirect costs this has on the economy, and what is the solution to this plight? Our guest on this segment is Mekyabo Ntsabane. She says from her experience working with abused individuals, gender-based violence has a direct linkage to income losses in the home due to decreased productivity at work, which creates a vicious cycle of poverty.
The scenario is that if you live through gender-based violence and we focus at the workplace, we expect people at the workplace to be productive, isn't it like? We expect people to produce. But if you live through sexual violence, I'll just say in general, you are not going to be productive, because my experience is that with the people I've conducted workshops for from the workplace, it affects them psychologically in either way. Because if you are not happy at home, you will not be happy at the workplace. You will not produce very good results. And we are talking about today where we say production should be taking lead at the workplace. So it also affects them mentally, because if you wake up in the morning, you do not sleep well, and you're expected to be working tomorrow as a secretary or as a permanent secretary, wherever you are, and you are not happy, we would not expect you to be productive, like I've said. So really gender-based violence at workplace also, it affects even I would say the promotions, because if there is GBV at the workplace as well, I don't think people will be promoted in a justice way, in a fairness way, because if you talk about gender-based violence, it takes different angles. We talk about emotional violence, we talk about physical violence, we talk about rape, and at the workplace, some of these types can happen at the workplace. Yes.
When running a business means
Where did I put that receipt?
we can help you with instant accounting, free software that does your bookkeeping for you. When running a business means
Wait, what do you mean the container hasn't arrived?
we help protect your business from risk with Mohwebi Insurance. And when it means
How do we pay our staff that don't have bank accounts?
we help you make multiple payments directly to people's phones with e-wallet bulk send.
Wow, man.
At FNB, we're constantly innovating to help business owners at every stage of their journey.
A man lives in a home that he still pays a mortgage for with his wife and children, who all go to private schools. He works a decent job and is the breadwinner of his family. And the household economy is thriving when suddenly death strikes the head of the house. The issues start to creep up on the wife. The bank is calling about the mortgage repayments, while the schools are calling about the children's school fees. This all seems so overwhelming for her until an insurance representative calls her about her late husband's life policy cover. Life insurance can help your family maintain the lifestyle they've grown to love and provide longer-lasting financial security. Your family can use it for funeral expenses, housing costs, medical bills not covered by health insurance, retirement income, estate considerations, children's college, debts, charitable donations, and just about anything else they may need. We found out from our resident insurance expert, Mosadin Musinyi, that there are actually various types of life insurance policies, and they each have their own terms and conditions governing them. We also found out from her that how much each policy pays out and what is covered within that policy is dependent on certain variables.
life cover really, as is with all other insurance, you need to look at your needs. So you need to do a needs analysis and see what you need, what you have and what you need, such that you are able to have a plan to say this is what I need immediately, and this is the level of cover that I can afford. So life cover, you remember that in Botswana we've got short-term insurance. These are the houses, the cars that we've been talking about. And then we've got long-term insurance. Long-term insurance would be your funeral products, your life insurance, even education plans. So those ones fall under the life insurance. So those are things that you then look at and say, at the stage in my life, this is where I am, this is what I need. And some people are lucky enough to have their employers giving them some kind of insurance. So you say, this is the level that my employer has given me, this is where I need to augment my plan. And also, if you look at the way we live as Botswana, as Africans, we've got a lot of dependents. So you finish school and you've got your mother to look after, you've got 27 relatives to take care of one way or the other. So you look at your circumstances, you look at where you are in life and say, for me to be able to protect myself, to be able to protect my dependents as a breadwinner, this is the kind of cover that I need, and this is the level of cover that I need. Yes.
So what are the various forms of life insurance cover that exist?
So when you look at long term, there's the funeral. So you say, typically, I think it's a given that most Botswana have some kind of funeral, isn't it? A funeral cover. So there's that one, and it really covers funeral expenses for yourself and your kids. Yeah. And then we've got life insurance that would typically cover your life in case of death or disability, such that if you are a breadwinner, we've got people that you're looking after and you pass on before they are of age, they will still continue living the life that they're accustomed to. So those are the two things. Look at perhaps you've got desires, or you would like your children to be educated in a certain way. You can also get an education plan to help you save for their school. And also you can also use some kind of insurance plans to even save for your pensions, and to make sure that at your older age you are able to maintain your lifestyle as well. So those are the different types that you can get under the long-term insurance plan. Yeah.
Remember that the difference between your family continuing to enjoy the life they are accustomed to and destitution after your death may just be a simple signature on that dotted line at the bottom of a life insurance form. We hope you've been informed. Till next time, good night.
This program was brought to you by First National Bank of Botswana.
FNB, how can we help you?